Some crimes shock a community, some divide it, but this one shattered it. In 1989, a young Missouri mother named Patricia Stallings rushed her sick infant son to the hospital, desperate for help. Within days, she would be arrested. Within weeks, she would be charged with murder. And within months, she would be sitting in a prison cell, branded a monster. But the truth behind this case wasn't murder. It wasn't abuse. It wasn't even a crime. It was a medical disaster, a scientific failure, and a legal catastrophe that destroyed a family and nearly cost an innocent woman her life. This is the extended, full story of the wrongful conviction of Patricia Stallings, a case where everything that could go wrong did. Patricia and her husband David were ordinary people. They lived in a modest home. They worked hard. They were excited to start a family. Their son, Ryan, was born in April 1989. He was healthy. He was loved. He was everything they hoped for. But behind the scenes, life wasn't perfect. Money was tight. David worked long hours. Patricia was adjusting to new motherhood. They had no family nearby. Stress was building. Still, they were managing. They were hopeful. They were trying, until the day everything changed. Ryan was only a few weeks old when he began vomiting uncontrollably. He cried constantly. He refused to eat. His breathing became shallow. Patricia panicked. She rushed him to the hospital. Doctors ran tests. They found ethylene glycol, the chemical in antifreeze, in his blood. The room went cold. Nurses exchanged looks. Doctors whispered. Police were notified. Patricia had no idea what was happening. She begged them to help her son. She begged them to explain. But the hospital staff had already formed a theory. Police questioned Patricia for hours. Did you give him anything unusual? Did you leave him unattended? Did you put anything in his bottle? She said no. Again and again, no. But the test results were damning. Ethylene glycol doesn't appear by accident. The police believed they had a clear case. A mother poisoned her child. Patricia was arrested, charged with assault. Her mugshot was splashed across local news. The public turned on her instantly. While Patricia sat in jail, Ryan's condition worsened. He slipped into a coma. His organs began to fail. Doctors tried everything, but Ryan died. Patricia wasn't allowed to hold him. She wasn't allowed to say goodbye. She wasn't allowed to attend his funeral. The charge was upgraded to first-degree murder. The community was outraged. The prosecution was confident. The media was merciless. But the truth was still hidden. The prosecution's case hinged on one thing. The hospital's test said Ryan had antifreeze in his blood. But the test was flawed. It couldn't distinguish between ethylene glycol antifreeze and propionic acid derivatives produced by a rare genetic disorder called methylmalonic acidemia, M. Ryan's symptoms matched MMA perfectly: vomiting, lethargy, metabolic acidosis, respiratory distress. But the doctors didn't recognize it. The lab didn't test for it. The prosecution didn't consider it. They had a narrative. They had a suspect. They had a grieving mother they believed was lying. And so, the trial moved forward. The trial was swift. The prosecution painted Patricia as cold, calculating, and resentful. They claimed she poisoned Ryan because she was overwhelmed. They said she wanted freedom. Their expert witnesses testified that the blood test was conclusive. The defense struggled. They had no alternative explanation. They had no medical experts. They had no resources. Patricia took the stand. She cried. She begged the jury to believe her. But the jury didn't. She was found guilty, sentenced to life in prison. The courtroom erupted. Some people cheered, others cried. Patricia collapsed. While in prison, Patricia gave birth to a second son, David Jr. He was taken away immediately. But within weeks, he developed the same symptoms Ryan had. Doctors tested him. He had MMA, the exact same disorder that mimics antifreeze poisoning. Suddenly, everything made sense. Ryan hadn't been poisoned. He had been misdiagnosed. Patricia's second child was living proof of her innocence. But the system didn't move quickly. In 1991, the case aired on Unsolved Mysteries. A biochemist named Dr. William Sly watched the episode. He recognized the symptoms immediately. He knew the hospital's test was flawed. He knew MMA could mimic antifreeze poisoning. He contacted the show. He contacted Patricia's lawyers. He contacted the court. He offered to run advanced tests. The results were undeniable. Ryan had MMA. He was never poisoned. Patricia was innocent. Even with new evidence, overturning a conviction isn't easy. Prosecutors resisted. Judges hesitated. Bureaucracy slowed everything down. But the science was irrefutable. After 2 years in prison, Patricia's conviction was overturned. She walked out of prison a free woman, but not the same woman who walked in. Patricia was reunited with her second son. She sued the hospital and the lab. She became an advocate for medical accuracy in criminal cases. Her story is now taught in medical schools, law schools, forensic science programs, as a warning of what happens when science is misunderstood. Assumptions replace evidence, and a mother's grief is mistaken for guilt. Patricia's case remains one of the most tragic and important wrongful convictions in American history.